Good afternoon. It's Moss 808 brought to you by the Esoteric Soji. Today we're talking about life path number 1, predominantly the planet, the sun. So I use my intuition for these. So if you want to fact check, go online, open up some books. But life path 1, your path is very self-centered, around the ego. It is the primal energies. It is related to your root chakra and your grounding. So you are the birther, like Aries. Your spirit is here to experience and go through being a leader while simultaneously being independent. Your spirit has been around a space. It is very wise to the point that it is so confident within itself, or any other terminology outside of this man-made, words down in our realm, but is in that vibration of seeking the independence, utilizing all the experiences, but coming down on not the lowest form, but on the simplest and most default basic form to transform what basic looks like on the ground level. You are here by yourself, so by default you have this courage. Your spirit is utilizing the tools and traits of the different courageous acts. You are here to learn to not be so egotistical and self-centered, leaning on yourself at the detriment of self. You have to learn to accept help and not go overboard into receiving help, and being, so codependent on others that you end up manifesting situations and scenarios, because as a life path, you attract these energies. These energies are attracted to you for fulfill and present a space and a vessel to be carried out, as far as attributes being added onto your solar self. You are paying attention to the most simplest things as well, and making these things not appear simple or basic with those energies of the sun here. You are shining that awareness of self outwardly, to where people aren't blinded by, getting wrapped up in over relating, because whenever situations you are going through, you're relating to others as yourself, as a reflection of yourself, and therefore you attract volatile or amazing, uplifting, or riding like a childish like vibe, while maintaining that experience, that while you're going through that childish like energies, you are self-aware of any predators or the core memories that you are creating as a foundation within self. Self spelled backwards is just feels, without the extra E, and the ABCDE. It's the fifth element, the emotions that you're generating, the feeling, the life path 5 that you are understanding. But you're attracting these energies where you're showing people how to be independent, how they can take what they are and what they develop and what they receive from others outside of themselves, pertaining to themselves, while not judging the other individuals, but holding them to a higher responsibility and discernment within the spectrum of self, and to differentiate the critical judgments via standards that they would have on others. So it's like leaning not too far into do as I say, not as I do. You don't want to be on that side. That's what you're here to experience and go through, while maintaining yourself, aka not just the ego, but your integrity, your intricateness, your intricacy. Standing alone, and also looking at your shadow, right? And understanding your shadow and how far, your shadow reaches out. When people say your reputation precedes you, it does as the life path 1, extending outwardly. And so you are a manifester of primal and simple things, and doing things first and being the example. So any situation that looks like it's unproductive to you, instead of separating from, you are to lean into that and being the example of how far that can go. outside of the basic, simplest level of that energy, and just doing these energies and laying the groundwork, laying the template, and not even just the foundation as far as being grounded and being earthed and being here first. You see certain clouds and you don't say, wow, that cloud came before that cloud. You see all the clouds as an accumulation of a one energy. You see the cloud that's in front and that's detached, aka life path 5, the emotions and feelings as it accumulates. And gaining your independence. You are an awesome leader. You're awesome at innovating things, right? Because you see things at the simple base form level, so you're able to be an awesome investigator and break down what humans or human-like entities have added a complex or a structure to, or too many delegations or too many inner workings, and seeing the main line, like the spinal cord, like the main line, you know, in the levels that you are passing through, as far as self-identifying, self-love, self-gratitude, knowing the difference between self-gratification, self-stimulation, and knowing the patience, you know what I'm saying? Understanding the patience, because as the life path 1, you are the measure of the distance, how far something is willing to go, or how far into itself something is willing to go until you are no longer able to see it from that level or distance. But this the only video I'm gonna be smoking on camera. I'm trying to lean, but I'm not out the camera. So yeah, life path 1, you're dealing with the sun, being aware, taking action towards things. The sun transits through certain energies where it's relatable, and certain energies where it's fixed. It does well in certain energies, it doesn't do well in certain energies. And your numerology aspect, or numbers that you as far as manifesting, that you're gonna be looking to, are 5, like life path 5. 5 plus 5 is 10. Creating an individual that's going into more space, because it's relating of two clashing emotions that will come together and create friction, either birth a new energy or will transmute and cancel each other out. Both are the higher octaves, because it's a higher octave of the emotion. 9 plus 1 is 10. Your wisdom, you're in teaching yourself, self-teaching, or teaching another individual that might be unaware of their power, because you see something within them that it might not even be a life path 1 energy for them, but them being a life path 2, you could be the one to it flips backwards from the 9. You're taking your wisdom and individualizing it and teaching the individual, to that individual just being themselves, just being out without any knowledge, being in a space and representing something, takes that wisdom and create that compound. 7 plus 3 is 10. You're higher, or 37 if you switch it around, because you'd be closer to the 3 as far as relating with someone within your environment, as far as you just being you by default and someone following you, and you're aware of your perimeter. You being aware of your perimeter, like, okay, you see how far a distance this person is behind you, creating an environment. And then the distance, like I said, distance and closeness, you get that 7 energy of someone being in their Neptunian bag, as far as collective love and consciousness, and seeing you on your Dolo type energy. Shouts Flight Boss. And Solo, shout out to Solo Sokoa, you know what I'm saying? And so these are a few amongst many other numerological aspects of numbers that you can utilize to grow as a life path 1. And yeah, thank you.